Hello, hello, hello. we were in the middle of admiring the fact that Felicia is being the most wonderful, helpful moderator ever. So thank you so much for hanging out.
Kicking it off strong.
We're so excited to be here today. We thought that we would do something a little bit more low key than what we've done over the last couple of weeks. And we're just going to open it up to questions. And if you don't have questions, we're just going to ask each other questions.
We're going to spontaneously come up with questions for each other that will either educate or entertain.
Educate or entertain. And I will say that this is a no holds bar question session. So if you have questions that have nothing to do with Ecamm or live streaming, we'll take them to the best of our ability. If you want to know what our plans are for the holidays or how many chickens I have at this point, totally happy to answer all of those questions.
Fair game.
Fair game. And I will say, so we are going to take a bit of a pause break for the holidays. Most of our live streams are shutting down so everyone can have a wonderful holiday break. But we're thinking about coming back on the other side of it and diving into the Rodecaster Pro because we got a lot to learn about the Rodecaster Pro.
We do. So we're kind of noobs.
You may not have guessed this, but we are new when it comes to audio. So
when it comes to audio, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're sitting there like us and you're like, hang on a second, audio, I don't know anything about that. That's okay. We're going to learn with you. And Doc knows everything about audio. So bring those questions because we're going to build out an audio workshop. We're going to answer questions about the Rodecaster Pro. We got our brand new, let's see if I can show, let's see. We have our brand new orange cables. Doc sent us Ecamm orange cables today, XLR cables. So our mics are looking awesome.
On brand, if you will.
Well, we should answer Tony's question right off the bat because Tony was like here early and had a question ready to go. Why use Ecamm? This is like a, punch right out of the gate.
I like it.
I like it. I like it, Tony. I think it's a fantastic question.
10 points for Tony.
10 points for Tony. We do have prizes today.
We do.
Maybe before we answer, we should go through some of the prizes that we have.
So I texted Katie this morning. I was like, all right, if there are any, I've been seeing a lot of awesome activity and questions and participation in the Ecamm Facebook group. It's by far my favorite group and page to be involved with. Truly, the community there is awesome. So I was like, what if we did prizes? And so if you are new to Ecamm or you're exploring Ecamm, I want to pick one. Can I pick the person that I get to? Okay. I want to pick one person from here that's joined us to do a one-on-one tutoring, coaching, all things Ecamm, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want training on. Let me know. I've done that with Jillian.
Where's our like applause or our fun button?
Wait. With Jillian. We can't hear it because we're not monitoring, but it did something like, but something like that. So that's one prize time with me.
Yeah. And we have fun merch gift cards and a whole bunch of stuff. So we're here to have some fun. We're here to answer all of your questions. And we're here to tell you why Ecamm, Tony. Why Ecamm? Lots of different answers to that question. I think when Ecamm Live first started, it was just an easy way to go live. Really basic, super simplistic software. The guys designed it to be, 100% similar to Mac in the Mac environment. Anyone could go live and look good, and it was easier to use than even really being natively on any of the platforms. Since then, just packed with features, just about anything that you can imagine you can do within Ecamm Live. But my answer is always just going to be because of all of you people, because there's an amazing support system. There's tons of amazing experts out there that are creating all kinds of video tutorials. There's people answering questions day and night, no matter what time, global audience there in the Ecamm community. So, I mean, if you're looking to expand your business and you're looking to do just about anything with video, Ken and Glenn are listening and the community is there to help you.
Absolutely.
So,
So for me, the reason why I picked Ecamm, because as everyone knows, there's lots of different ways to stream. When I first started, I am a Mac user. I've always loved my MacBooks and my iMac, and now I've got a Mac Mini because it's just the best. But I picked Ecamm because I wanted to instantly up my the visual when I was live streaming. So a lot of people were streaming from phones or from webcams, and I'm like, I have these great cameras that I know how to use. I know how to look good, and humble, and be so humble. And also be humble. But I know how to use my cameras, but how do I make it talk to my computer easily? Yeah. So I picked Ecamm from the very beginning because the price point was absolutely right. And it was so plug and play ready. And then as the community said, oh, you know, it'd be great. We kind of really need this feature. Or what if we could do rounded edges? Or like literally me learning last week that I can crop screen shares and crop, like actually I have used that so much in the past week because when you like share anyways, the community brings up a need and the team can adjust. Also, I didn't love streaming from a strictly online platform. So I do use Restream to push out to multiple channels and that, but there are other softwares that are based on the web, and I like having a physical software on my computer so that I can do a ton of live to tape.
Yeah.
And not have to go back and edit over and over and over. I'm doing the same shows multiple times, and so the fact that I have all my scenes set up,
you don't have to download anything anywhere. It's already on your computer.
it's so great. The most that I have to do sometimes is cut out ums and spaces. And so Ecamm for me, super easy to use, and anything I can imagine, I really can figure it out and do it here. You live stream once and you're done. So those are all my reasons for Ecamm. Why Ecamm?
These are good reasons. Tony, are these good reasons?
Sufficient?
We're gonna want to know why you chose Ecamm.
Yeah.
That's our next question. I don't know where Doc is. You know, he's been helping with a ton of stuff lately, and Hawaii is like not okay at the moment, so we're giving him a little bit of mercy.
Yeah, some weather issues.
Some weather issues. He's all right though, so if anyone is worried about Doc, he's okay, but he's been kind of hunkered down and helping out people as is the Doc way. Lots of questions for Jill. Bring them. Put a Q in front of those.
Bring it on. I have tons of questions. I'm picking up on I don't know.
A British vibe?
I have tons of questions for Jill.
Tons.
Bring it on. Yeah.
Yay. Always ready to learn from the Ecamm fam. Yeah, so this is actually a good point, Tony. So if you're watching right now and you're like, what's live streaming and video? One of my friends told me to join this, and I've never heard of Vlogmas.
Okay.
What is that?
I didn't know what Vlogmas was for the first like couple of weeks of Vlogmas. I'm like, is this like Christmas themed live streaming challenge? So
Sort of, and not really.
Yeah.
Vlogmas really started, and someone out there may correct me because I learned about it last year, so I'm also new to the world of Vlogmas. But it is basically a challenge to force yourself to create video content every single day of the month for December. Some people do it just up until Christmas, and some people do it for the entire month, us people, because we're not messing around. We don't play that way. And there's lots of challenges, especially in the world of video and live streaming. There's Vita and Lita, which are a similar concept. So video every day in April or August, or live streaming every day in April or August. Ecamm fam has really embraced it this year, so we're all in, and it has been my favorite part of this month because every morning I jump on, I have my coffee, and I go through the Ecamm Live community, and it's just been like video.
So much variety of content.
I'm learning a ton,
Faces
just
we've
like
never seen before.
Yeah, checking in.
Yeah,
it's been super fun. So yeah, we are halfway through the month. That doesn't mean you can't still jump in and join us. Yeah. It's a really great opportunity, and you can just it's a perfect time to test and play, jump on. Gigi was on earlier with me, and she was saying like, she just jumped on and was like, I just want to know how to format comments. And the only way to do that is by being live. So I'm going to jump on and have you guys leave me some comments so I can test this out and play around with it. So definitely worth checking out. But yeah, Vlogmas has been really fun this year, and it's nice to see it in the community space. Doc and the Let's Get Live crew were like killing it last year, so it was like, yay, it's in both places this time.
And it's like, even if you're not participating in it, like for me, I wasn't paying attention to this being a thing until it was already underway. But like seeing so many people produce content, I'm like, you know what? I need to do that too. So like I jumped in the Ecamm community because I hadn't hosted a lot of strictly virtual events. So I got to know like 4 great guys, just like, hey, here's my link, join me. And then on my own YouTube channel, I've been starting to create more content simply because I'm seeing so many people just be themselves, talk about what's important to them, give back. And like, I don't know, it's been a really cool season. Seeing all the inspiration around us.
Yeah, I mean, people, what they're creating, I'm like, I love your font, I love your studio, I love your lights, I love all of this. This is so exciting. It's just neat seeing all the different, I mean, one day I watched a video, it was like behind the scenes Q&A with a mortician that was like on board, team true crime.
Whoa.
And then it was like, and then I watched the one that was like a baking thing, and then there was one that was a craft, and then there was like an interview show. Yeah, it was crazy. You guys are amazing.
That's awesome.
Super, super fun. I'm loving it. We have Glenda here. Thank you so much for loving our show.
Hey.
We're flattered. We're just here to help. It's been fun.
We're like, when we started talking about this, I was like signing my son up to do coding, and it's kind of a drive where I'm at. Not too bad. It's like an hour drive. And I was like, well, Katie, should we like do something? Like we can just creatively talk.
Time?
And then we're like, well, we could just stream. So this has been really super fun. I think we're going to stick with it.
Yeah, we're having fun. If you're having fun, we're having fun. And you can suggest topics too. This one? Oh, whoops.
Oh, Tony.
Hang on, wait. We'll do Tony first. He chose Ecamm because of the Ecamm community family.
Awesome.
And the software second hand. Thank you, Tony. I'm so happy to hear
That's
that.
awesome.
Hang on, we missed you, Sammy. We'll pop back up. Favorite feature? All right, I'm not gonna say the community, even though I do think it's one of the best parts of Ecamm. I still think my favorite feature are scenes. I said it from the beginning. I'm a planner, and I think Ecamm became.
Whatever, Joe.
I think Ecamm became much more functional for me, and I could think through how I wanted to use it once I figured out how I could lay it out and what the presentation vibe of it would be.
Yeah.
In my mind, I was like, all right, I've done all these PowerPoint keynote presentations and, all these different Prezi things, and I wanted to think about live streaming in a way that I could plan it out so I could feel more comfortable. And scenes really helped me do that. And then from there, like now I can jump on and wing it here and there, but
as we have done,
but yeah,
especially last week, I think we were definitely like winging it. Yeah, scenes are huge. Coming from video production before I started live streaming, for me, it was just storyboarding, right? And at first, I kind of couldn't figure out the difference, like truthfully, when I first downloaded the software. I'm like, oh, how do I use overlays versus scenes? Like for me, it was just, I got hung up there for a little bit, and then I figured, oh, my scenes is like my storyboard, kind of, because I do tend to use them sequentially.
Yeah, same.
But then that combined with the Stream Deck and being able to jump around, I mean, there's just so much. My favorite feature about Ecamm, initially, and maybe still now, is the virtual cam option. So even if you don't, like if you're watching this and you're like, I actually don't ever want to live stream to YouTube or any other platform, fine. But you know what? If you have a camera or you want to look better on your virtual calls, on your pitch decks, like on anytime you're going to have a meeting virtually and you just want to up your game, Ecamm is a wonderful way to do that. And I mean, it's a total game changer. I remember the first time I plugged in my Canon 80D with my Sigma lens. Before I even knew what the heck I was doing, I probably sounded like hot garbage, but I looked so good in my Zoom calls right at the lockdown. And people were like,
people notice, if you've seen our promo video with the incredible Marshall Fox, when we were chatting with him, that was... He literally just started sending over video clips, and he was like, every time I do a call with any of my clients, I'm like in the middle of pitching, and they're like, how are you looking like that though? Like, wait, stop pitching for, what are you doing that I'm not, how come I look?
How can you make me look like that? Yep. All right, we got some questions.
Coming in. Okay, I'm loving it. Oh, we have Eric here. Hey, Eric, how's it going?
Eric.
And Felicia's still hanging out. You're the best, Felicia.
She's awesome. Talk about joyful. I love watching her live, even if I'm like not actively like, how do I say it? Like, even if it's not designed for me, I just like watching her live stream.
You kill it.
So nice. Jill, do you know if a GoPro 10 can go into Ecamm without the media mod? I wish I had my GoPro with me. The way that it does it is through a micro or mini HDMI. I'm wondering if the new one allows through you. Actually, it will do it through USB, but
Yeah, I think
you have to download like the GoPro webcam software, and then yes.
Yeah.
I find that it's a little limiting in terms of like finding a cable, like depending on your setup. If you're just using it as a webcam, perfect. But the batteries go quickly on GoPros, very quickly. So if you can get the media mod, I really highly recommend it, because then you can have it charging USB and then HDMI out. So that would be, I would have to look, I would Google that, but I'm pretty sure you'd want the media mod if possible.
We have, if you swing on over to support.ecamm.com and you type in GoPro, there is an article there that talks through, because I'm pretty sure that one of the older ones, I think it's 8, required a media mod, but then I think the newer ones do not. But that article should outline which is which. So
yeah, I have the 8 and the 9, and I have media mods for both. But one I do know I've plugged in as a webcam, but like I said, then your batteries
then it
crap out.
And it destroys your battery.
So
great question. Yeah, the GoPro.
GoPro.
All right, I'll get better at my.
Oh, it's a GoPro. That's what the girl said when she saw it. Oh, it's a GoPro. Anyways.
Oh, that's incredible.
It was a great moment.
How do you market your streaming business? This is a great question. I think it comes down to
Marketing at Ecamm.com.
Marketing at Ecamm.com. I think it comes down to understanding your target customers, thinking through what their questions are. And if you don't know what their questions are, you can literally start Google searching terms around your business and you will see the questions. Google will give you the questions. Yeah, literally hand them over and just start creating live stream broadcasts or videos that answer those questions. And they don't have to be crazy long. They don't have to be like super over the top. You can start really simply. But I think if you're there to help people and you're there to answer questions, it's those videos that are the most shareable. They're the most discoverable, especially on platforms like YouTube. So yeah, I would start there. If you don't have any kind of community, just be okay with going live in front of. We used to joke that it was like Ken and Glenn, and then like the moms were watching. The moms are always watching. So you start off with a couple of really good friends and people you trust, and have them give you feedback. But
if you're looking to, let me just pull this back up. If you're looking to get hired to do live streaming for companies. Yeah. So some random gigs that I've gotten were from showing, like being vulnerable and showing the behind the scenes of, okay, guys, this is what I have going on, and this is why I chose to use this. So literally showing people, and I was just streaming to our group, and that got me some gigs. But also, like, depending on, if you're not making any money doing live streaming and you want to start to do that, look for opportunities in your own circle. Do what I like to call selective volunteerism.
Yep.
Truly, because like if you go to church, then get your 100 hours of experience there. Because if you've only done a few live streams, or you're not super, you don't know what to do if one thing doesn't work. Like you put in 100 hours of selective volunteerism with people that are not going to take advantage and abuse you. But if you're not involved with church, there's almost always, if you live in the States, there's almost always, a Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Your mayor needs help. Your city officials need help.
Absolutely.
Schools, a lot of schools might need help.
You could even just say, hey, listen, I'm just getting into live streaming. I live in this city.
Libraries.
Libraries. If you have any events, if it's not already being streamed, can I do that? Is that a service that I can offer for free? I just need to get one. So like, be selective in your volunteering and build up a reputation for it, because now I have too many, like people are just calling all the time. And I'm like, guys, back off. I actually have a job. No, I'm just kidding. But also not totally just kidding, because you get yourself out there, you build up a reputation, and then you partner up with some people that can show you how to do a pitch deck and show you how to bid for certain jobs that can then be really profitable. But if you're new to it, get your 100 hours of different situations, make all of the mistakes while you're not getting paid, so that you can learn, because there will always be something that goes wrong, and you need to be quick on your feet and be able to problem solve. So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you are also welcome. We have a brand new form we just dropped into the Ecamm Live community. So if you have a specialty, we get asked all the time by partners that we work with, by people who are new to joining the group. There are all different kinds of businesses in all different levels that are looking, they're like, oh, I just jumped on. I really want to, improve video in my company. I don't have time, but I have money. So like it's one or the other. So if we are aware of what you are looking to offer as a service, we can also help out if you get yourself on one of our lists or get on our radar a little bit.
Yeah. And connect with people, like network.
Yeah. Just
network with people that are already doing it. And then, be a guest on some people's shows, host your own show and our community is so willing to show up for each other. Mm-hmm. So if you're really wanting to start, give people an opportunity to be there and try things out, and you can do it. I love these guys. I love all these guys.
So many awesome questions.
Keely in the house.
Oh no, Keely winging it, effed up your show. No. All right, can Ecamm introduce an option to save overlay assets in the Ecamm folder instead of leaving them in their own folders? That's a really great suggestion. I'm gonna put chat. Yeah, I've had that happen to me today. In fact, right before we jumped on, it was telling me that I didn't have the Vlogmas video in the same place because I was like, I'm gonna clean my desktop off.
Oh yeah, that'll get you.
Yeah, so it's actually a really good recommendation, and the guys are going to be live next week for their monthly Q&A. So it's good timing. We can throw that in front of them and let them know. But I'm sorry, there's no worse feeling than that.
We've been there.
Just scrolling through. Oh, you're on trial version at the moment. Well, welcome. If we can answer any questions about how to use Ecamm. This week is the last demo of the year. So Doc Rock does a live demo every Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern here on YouTube. So click on through and join him there, and he answers a ton of questions. But if you need one-on-one time, you know where to reach us. marketing@ecamm.com.
Marketing.
We're happy to answer any questions. GoPro Hero Black connected. Never turn it off. I love it. I love it. Hey, Gretchen. Thanks for hanging out with me twice today. You're killing it. All right. We have Tommy here. Are you taking a simple tech question? Yeah. We're taking any questions.
Bring it on.
If we can't answer anything, we will just look panicked for a moment. And then we'll be like, you know what? Let's circle back on that.
I'd love to answer. You know who would be great? Doc would. Oh, Doc's not here. That's what we'll do. If you ask us a question that we don't know how to answer.
Yeah, we can probably handle a simple tech question. Yeah. We're always happy.
We're more capable than
we let on.
Right. We're so capable.
Yeah. We're just making everyone feel comfortable. That's what we do.
That's what we do. We're approachable.
we're approachable. But we are going to learn audio. This is my goal for 2022 is to feel confident in being able to help people with their audio questions, because I think that's something that comes up all the time.
Yeah. I've got like 4 different setups that I'm very comfortable and confident using the equipment that I have. Mm-hmm. But if I was thrown into a different situation or someone was flying me out somewhere and I had to use stuff that was new to me, I would have to do a lot of YouTubing to educate myself, because like sports, I now know we need to do a nat sound and then get our voiceover, and I like to use the wireless lapel, and that goes into the audio on the that I've got. And if something breaks, I can figure out 3 different ways to make it still work. But there are some things where I'm like, if you gave me this Rodecaster Pro, like I would have to play with it.
I'm laughing because tomorrow, and I may live stream this, because why shouldn't you come on my journey?
Why wouldn't you?
But we're right now in the Ecamm test studio, I guess we've been calling it, and this setup has been working beautifully for me. It's super easy. I walk in, I turn the lights on, turn the camera on, I look fantastic. I feel great about myself. But Q&A is coming up, and I bought this really pretty round table with 2 chairs, and we have these matching microphones with our new gorgeous cables. Thank you, Doc Rock. So I want to move all of this stuff out of the way and put the table in front of our wood wall and change it up for the guys' Q&A. But that means that I have to move everything, which means that I may have to change settings and understand how everything works.
Crush it.
So Doc will be on the phone with me / on Slack chat with me, but we will move things around. So if you are sitting here and you're like, okay, Katie, well, you're in a really professional space, so obviously you feel confident about yourself. Well, I'm going to mess it all up, so we'll see how it goes.
We had this thing. I used to work at a church for a while, and the sound technician would play a game called Break the Board.
Yeah.
So he would show us how to do different things in the soundboard, which that thing was a beast. And, we'd go over, he'd set everything perfectly. And then we'd have to turn away, and he would break the board, and we would have to figure out what was wrong. And so you are bringing that upon yourself, but I think it's awesome. I think everyone should do that.
Katie is breaking the studio to rebuild it so that Ken and Glenn will look awesome. Because the round table looks great, and I think it's going to be an awesome setup.
It's beautiful.
And we're going to use the cropping because we'll have a couple different cameras, and then we can make it look like different angles, even though they're nice. It's going to be great.
I still can't get over the cropping thing.
I have a vision. It's going to be fantastic.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be fantastic. And we have another question. Tony is hanging out with us. Hey, Tony. How do you get live stream just for fun? This is a great question because I've been building my own just for fun show with my best friend. I was going to start in December, but we have Vlogmas and a whole bunch of other stuff. So we're going to move it to January. You are all welcome to join us. We're literally just going to spend an hour every week talking about 90s movies. So literally just for fun. So, I mean,
I'm just hearing about this now.
Yeah.
And I am there.
It's going to be great. And if you all have great names for we're still trying to figure out the best 90s name for it. I will post later a photo for anyone that wants to join in on the fun. My best friend Natalie is obsessed with Christian Slater, and so we want a rating system that is on a scale of 1 to Christian Slater, how Christian Slater is this movie. So I sent her a potato. God. You can send potatoes in the mail if you remember.
Oh,
if you remember
I saw that.
Showrunner, we sent Spud Runner to Stephanie. I sent her Christian Tater or Slater Spud. We've had multiple names for him. Oh my God. He may make an appearance. But the answer to your question is you just start.
Yeah.
I mean, whether you're willing or wanting to subscribe to a software like Ecamm to be able to make it look better, totally up to you. But you could certainly start with your phone. You can start, for free on any of the different platforms. Facebook's probably the easiest for just live streaming for fun because you can immediately get up and running. You don't need any kind of
because there's people you're gonna find. People are going to find you there, right? And if you're starting from scratch, let's say you've never streamed on YouTube, I think there's a certain
there's a threshold.
There's
for
a
YouTube,
threshold, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I would pick whatever platform you have connections with, and then it's funny, whatever you feel like you could talk about.
Yeah.
For hours for fun and it wouldn't be draining to you, do that. Because I used to downplay some of my interests because I was there's people won't really like that. Listen,
there's an audience for everything.
Go on TikTok and you will find an audience for literally everything. Yeah. I mean, I found myself watching stupid videos. I hate the ASMR. I hate that. I hate that stuff. But watching people play with slime. What am I, 5 years old? Why am I watching people play with slime? I'm fun. 37. Anyways, so whatever you feel like you can just be comfortable, confident, and that you could talk or geek out about for forever, do that. If you want a starting point, or like Katie's doing, pick something that's interesting to you that you could have a back and forth with someone.
Yeah, find a friend. Yeah. It's been something that I've been wanting to do for a really long time, and I was trying to figure out okay, podcast or live stream or both podcasts and live stream, and then I had all the same questions. I was like, do I want to put it on YouTube? Yeah. For me, most of my close friends and family, which is I'm literally just doing it for fun. I have no goals for it to be profitable. I just think it would be fun to talk once a week about 90s movies. So I'm just gonna do it on Facebook because that's the easiest place for me. But it looks like you have Ecamm. So wherever you want it to go, do a test. But find a friend or line up a couple of people that might want to pop in. But I'm loving all of the audio, the team of pathetic audio like you folks. So if you have questions, so Doc and I are building out a workshop about all things audio. So definitely let us know what you want to learn there. And we are for sure, Jill and I are gonna learn how to use the Rodecaster Pro a little better because it's expensive. So we should take advantage of it.
We should.
It has a phone in section.
Yeah.
It's not really a section. That's not the correct word.
Section.
It's a section.
It's a phone-in.
It's a phone-in section.
You feature?
Yeah, feature.
Space.
Space.
Environment.
Anyway, you can phone in. You can literally call into a call-in show. We could start a call-in show.
I'm scared about doing all that. Like, I'm nervous always about just letting anyone jump in.
I guess it depends on what it is. I can test it out on my 90s movie show.
Do it.
You guys can all call in. I absolutely love it. All right, Tommy's got a question. When running Ecamm, but another app is active, Keynote, Stream Deck, etc., why do you have to click the main Ecamm active window to reactivate Ecamm? And then page 2. Clicking on the scenes overlay sound does not reactivate the Ecamm app. Why that? I may not actually know the answer to this one.
Let me read this first one again.
All right.
When running Ecamm but another app is active, okay, why do you have to click the main Ecamm active window to okay, so, well, I guess it would be like the same like with any other program. Like, let's say you have Word up and then you have PowerPoint up.
Yeah, one has to be the focus.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you're struggling with wanting to activate something in Ecamm, like a button, let's say you have shortcuts and you're just using like number 1 to be scene 1 and if you hit number 2 to go to scene 2, if you then are active on a different program like Keynote, then that number 1, that number 2 is not going to affect Ecamm. That is a great reason. I'm not trying to push you or anything, but for me, I needed to be able to switch scenes while also doing something different in a different app, especially if I'm sharing my desktop. Stream Deck is a great option for that because your Stream Deck is connected with the functions in Ecamm. So even if you're showing a presentation or you're in Zoom or you're in a different place, you can switch between your scenes using the Stream Deck. So I hope that answered your question. I think that's what you mean. But I have run into that. I have a foot pedal that I use at home sometimes that is programmed to be number 1, number 2, or it's A, B, and C. So it's super convenient as long as I'm only in Ecamm. Because let's say I then am in an email on the side and I hit letter B, it's going to be typing the keyboard in whatever I have open. So yeah, Stream Deck is your answer for that.
Yeah, and Keely's got a good point here. Yeah, it may be a really good thing to bring up either in next week's Q&A or drop it into the beta group. But yeah, it might be a nice preference to add. It's funny, it's not something that I rarely have other apps open.
Yeah.
If I'm live streaming, I'm normally entirely in Ecamm, unless I'm doing like, I guess like other apps like Prezi or Camo, like things like that are enhancing the broadcast, but I don't usually do like a full keynote presentation and I'm rarely sharing my screen. So it's like not something that I'm in as often, but yeah, that's a really good, I think it can get a little bit overwhelming if you're trying to do a bunch of different software and things at once.
Multiple monitors really helps in terms of like with me, and man, some of you guys in the community have amazing setups and it just, you have like, do you really need another monitor? But for some people, they need to have multiple monitors for multiple purposes. For me, the bare minimum, I have my main computer monitor, and I have another monitor that I use where if I'm going to show anything, share anything, it's over there, so that anytime I click back on my main computer, I'm like back in Ecamm, if that makes sense. Yeah. But even last night, I was doing a live English lesson, and I had a language learning app on a browser, and so I ran into that where I was like, oh nope, I have to click back over here to bring in that comment. But again, if you can get used to Stream Deck, that will save you a lot of trouble because what you can do is say, go to your safety shot or whatever, or go like if your scene 1 is just you on the camera and you're not sharing your desktop, you can hit that, then get yourself back oriented in Ecamm. It's a dance, but it's worth doing.
Well, thank goodness Diana is here for us. Phone aux port on the Rodecaster Pro. Thank you, Diana. You're always saving the day.
Diana's amazing, and so you know how a lot of people, if you're new to the Ecamm fam, or you're testing out the software and you're trying to figure it out, and you like Google or YouTube search. Yeah. So Diana, like when I was in my lurking Ecamm phase, which we all
phase.
I stalked you a little bit because you're awesome. And I learned so much about, I was like, what is a capture card? What is clean HDMI?
Yeah, clean HDMI. That was one that took me a bit too. I was like,
What is that? Oh my God.
If you're new here, Diana Gladney, definitely a channel to check out.
Yeah. And then she was in some really cute like Ecamm commercials, just being
Amazing.
adorbs, and I loved it.
Amazing. Question, Ecamm Plus, Atom Extreme. Mm-hmm. All right, you know this one? All right, the USB output of Atom are useful for Ecamm?
Okay, wait. Are you talking about like the Atom, like the monitor? Okay, so maybe I don't know.
Can you rephrase and give us a bit more information? I'm not familiar with the Atom Extreme, so I can't necessarily
Give
answer
me
that one.
more information. Mais information.
Nina wants to know why the screen share is clunky. Are you using screen share overlays or the screen share feature? I will say screen share overlays. So if you go to the overlay menu and add it that way, it's a million times easier because you can crop it, you can control it a lot easier. It doesn't create, like, for the most part, when I'm at home, I have just my laptop, and so it's just one screen. And when you're trying to screen share, it's like too much. There's just too many windows, and it is definitely a clunky feeling. So.
Can I show real quick?
Yeah, sure. Demo it.
Live demo mode. All right, so I'm going to make a new scene just real quick. So I'm going to hit this plus button.
New scene.
Ooh, potato cam. Oh, you're welcome on that. Okay, so I'm going to make my source blank.
Thank you.
Jeez Louise. Now, if you look over here at the overlays, all right, instead of making this whole scene a screen share, first I'm going to add our camera just so that, ooh, potato cam again. There we go. That was much better. So I call the webcam potato cam because
now we gotta do this.
I look like a potato.
We're not winning.
We are crushing this. Anyways, so what I like to do if I'm going to share my desktop, I like to make the scene blank, and then you're hitting this button down here, okay? Now, let's do this. This is sharing our blank desktop. I'm going to, if you double-click on it, if you can't hit that pencil, double-click on it. So I'm going to have it be our secondary display. Oh, which, just kidding. Oh, I didn't click on it. Okay, so here's our secondary display. Now, this is the great thing. Is it option, right? Option. Okay, so for me, like just yesterday, I wanted to show an app on a browser and then have me side by side, and I didn't want all that extra space. So hold the option key and then crop that baby. And what's awesome about this is that, let's say, okay, I've got it cropped, but it's too small. Awesome. As you make this larger or smaller, it's going to keep that same crop. So that's super, super helpful. Also, if you're like screen sharing and if you're screen sharing and like you've got like a million tabs open and you don't want people to see one,
how crazy
your
you are.
ADHD on blast, but also like if you can just crop it to be exactly what you want. So I feel like I almost always, and in your preferences, you can set, like when you hit new scene, you can set it to default as blank. And I really, really, really love that feature. I feel like I start every scene blank and then build on top of it.
Yeah. I had that, and then I was messing around and changed it back, and now I see why I shouldn't have
Potato
done that.
cam. Because ready, if we start a new scene right now.
All right, hang on. We only have 4 minutes left. 4-minute warning.
And then we need to pick some winners. So if you are interested in getting a one-on-one hour tutorial with me and Jillian, let me know. So let's see. We'll do just write. What should we have them write?
I love Jill, right? I love Jill.
I love Jill. And you'll be entered to win a one-on-one hour-long tutorial on Ecamm. So if you are a newer person, I would recommend this. I highly recommend. Am I this uncomfortable and awkward? But no, for real though, I love to help people. I was a teacher for 11 years, so it makes me feel so great to say, okay, what do you need help with? All right, let me break down shortcuts and stuff like that. So if you're interested, what are they writing? I love Jill.
I love Jill.
If nobody writes it, I'm going to
Oh,
Katie.
I'll write it.
Okay,
I'll write
just
it.
need a safety shot.
And I will say it looks like we have 19, 20-ish people watching live. It's kind of changing back and forth. So if you were here live and I have a copy of all of the different live people asking questions, you can send an email to marketing@ecamm.com and I will send you a gift card to our merch shop for hanging out with us today. So thank you so much for taking the time because everyone's being so helpful back and forth in the chat. It's just impossible to pick one. And we have cool Vlogmas shirts. We have our new.
Was there a? So we have wheelie chairs, and so it's a little. Oh, that's a nice one. Wait,
hang on. Cover your face. Game changer tumblers. Look, and they have Ecamm on the back. They're so pretty. So yeah, we have lots of fun stuff in the shop right now.
Justin Brown is back. Justin, listen, man. I was geeking out about you before we started streaming because I was like, oh, who was with us last? Oh, Justin. I learned so much from you when our church went on lockdown. And I was like, how the heck do I do this? Also, your accent's great. So I'm going to stop talking about it.
So now everyone should put "We love Justin" in the chat. You won't win anything.
Images by Gretchen wrote, I like Jill. That's okay. Oh, wait, she switched it
she
to
corrected
love.
it. She corrected it. We have two entries.
Hey, all right, so Katie
Simpson and Gretchen.
Hey, you're welcome, Tony, on the screen sharing. Yeah, definitely. I have learned to almost exclusively use screen sharing, especially now that we can add cool borders when we do screen sharing. It's so much more. It's a better experience when you start your screen, your scene blank, and then add those overlays and then play with it depending on your branding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Roderick,
very awesome.
This is a great question. So we do have there is an Ecamm for musicians Facebook group, but it is tiny, and so the best way to actually go about it would just be to drop into the main group and say, "Hey, looking for musicians. Drop your links here and see who drops in." Off the top of our head, we've had both Aaron Short and Maury Rutch on a lot. So they're both fantastic musicians. Ryan Fitzsimmons lives literally 2 doors down from me. He's in the Ecamm space and is an amazing musician. I'm sure there's like 1,000,001 others that I'm forgetting off the top of my head, but there are a lot in our space. So I would just drop a note
and do tests in there because last year I had 2 live streaming concerts that I facilitated. One, I made a big mistake, which was that I didn't have everything going through the same soundboard. So I had this terrible slight. Some people said they didn't notice it. I don't know how you couldn't, but there was the vocals were coming in just a frame before the band, and it was awful. I just cringed. And then so the second one, I was playing the piano, singing. I had the Ecamm Mini. Actually, I guarantee if you look up Jillian in the Ecamm community, you'll find it. It was for St. Patrick's Day. Socially distant concert in a basement with 5 musicians. It was crazy.
There's a lot to think about.
There's so much, so many cameras and lights, but audio, like having everything go through the same board and all of that stuff. So I would encourage you if you're wanting to test things out before you stream to the group. Let people be vulnerable because you'll get your answers really quickly and you'll get a lot of support as well.
Oh, I love it. Well, you have 3 people. How many are you giving away?
Ooh, 3 people.
3 people.
I can handle 3 people.
All right, all 3 people. So we have Awesome Productions, we have Gretchen, and we have Katie Simpson. Where can they contact you, Jill?
All right, let me write it in here. Shoot me an email at info@creativecommunicators.com.
Oh, awesome.
That is my email address for my little business.
Oh, no, you missed it. We are live, but we are heading out. We got to run down before Ken wonders why we're not picking up our children.
Oh, yeah, they're done. Their class is done. So Katie, happy holidays. Thanks for letting me be here in the studio. with all these wonderful people.
Yeah, and quick shout out. So Jill and I are off our show for the next couple of weeks. We'll be back in early January. So let us know what topics you want us to cover, or anything that you have questions about. I have Felicia on Friday to walk through her studio, so hang out with us then.
And all of her monitors?
All of her monitors is going to be amazing. So if you want to know how Felicia just blows us away, please come and watch that or catch it on the replay. We have Doc is going to be live for his demo on Friday. We have Q&A and the holiday party next week. So there's lots going on before we clock out for the year. So hopefully you are going to hang out with us in one or all of those live sessions.
All of them.
And yeah, and if you're here still hanging out with us, marketing@ecamm.com, happy to send you a gift card.
Hey.
Thank you for all the amazing questions, you all. We appreciate you.
Yeah, me too.
Happy holidays.
Oh, our kids are back. All right. Bye.
Bye.